Hello and welcome to the next webinar by LabMerit. Today we have with us Mr. Rajneesh Dwivedi. He's a software developer with IBM, working there for last 9 years. Rajneesh is mechanical engineer from IIT Jabalpur and has varied interests, including content creation and YouTube and trading that we were just talking about. So today's webinar is going to focus on content creation, primarily on the platforms like YouTube, etc. How you can make money through it and what's the right way to do it. So over the stage to you, Rajneesh, and thanks for joining us here on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Jasdeep. Thanks, Poonam ma'am. Hello everyone. Good morning. I hope okay. Yeah. Let's talk about first what is content creation and why it's important to learn for everyone. Like it's not only who wants to create a YouTube video on money. I will give my example. Okay, how we are now. It has become a requirement for us to create the content. So basically, I am into a software testing, and ours is a product which we develop here at Bangalore, and we sell across the world. And uh, as a product, we want to market it, right? We are not in a model where somebody is giving us money for developing a software. That's pretty much services, right? And what we are into is we develop how you develop a biscuit, you develop something a clothing brand, and now you want to sell it. Similarly, in software is also divided into two parts. One is product, another is services. So product, when you develop, you have to do some aggressive marketing. You have to do something your content should be present in different platforms. And there used to be a team within IBM which used to take care of these content creation. But specifically today, if you see when you are a developer or a tester within product, you know the product very much better than those people, right? Who are sitting next to a different team, and they get some requirement, and definitely the charges are also very high. When you within a company itself, they will charge very high for creating one sort of video, right? And today you want every feature your customer should understand, your customer should try, right? So two things are have become mandatory in our work. One is whatever features you are developing for a software, you have to write a blog for that, explaining about the feature, everything, how it works, and you have to market it. Another is a video blog. So these two things you have to create. You have to go and talk to. There is a team who will review, and then there is a team who will actually do all sorts of review and publish that to the IBM channel. All right. So these two requirements are becoming a mandatory. Now I will give an example of a teacher. Earlier, teacher's job was just to educate children's, right? They will go have some class notes, everything, right? But today's modern schools, if you just explore, like suppose a student didn't came to the room and classroom, and he also wants to know what is something going on today's classroom, right? So the teacher is expected to have its digital presence as well. Like the person needs to actually write his own content, write its own, create its own blog. All those things are becoming a requirement. So today's session is not just something which an interested person should know. Today's session is for everyone. Whether you are in any job, if you are able to write content, if you are able to create content, that something will add bonus to your job, right? So we will just go over 5 topics and we will understand the perfect way to actually achieve get this skill for content creation. So if you want to create the content for maybe like a specific purpose, like uh, for earning money, I will say, or to publish your content to outside world for your promotions. For example, you have a coaching institute, an NGO, and you want to promote it to the world, right? So that's also like possible. So first thing is like the ideation part. When you are deciding like how to create the content, the first part should be like your idea. Another, within the idea, it should be your interest. So today, for example, being a software engineer, I want to create some content on like fashion world. It's very difficult for me because it's not the field of interest for me. I cannot they are people who are creating, they are interested to create. Maybe when you watch a YouTube person dancing on some songs, we may think like, okay, this is very easy, but actually it's very difficult. To be very frank, it's not that easy that you create faces according to the song, according to the words. Today, if I want to try, you want to try, you will understand the difficulty which they will incorporate, the learnings which they will have to actually mimic the same song, mimic the video. That's why like audience is interested, right? So it's very much lot of hard work. It's not that easy like today I will go and I will become like that. It's very difficult, right? So first part which I wanted to share is like when you are creating something, like when you want to think like, okay, I want to create content apart from your job. Maybe if your job requirement is there, definitely you will do. But if you want to start something like a YouTube channel, first thing you should think about is like, am I interested to do? Is that the field which I love? For example, a girl may have an interest for dancing, right? She likes to dance. Another person may have an interest for singing, right? The person may not be interested to dance, but may be interested to more interested to sing, right? Both are very different with each other, right? So the first part is like whether you are interested to do. Think about that. Maybe you are an educator, right? You want to create educational videos, educational blogs for everyone, right? This is a long journey. When I talk about content creation and earning money, it's not like next day you will get the money. Maybe another 5 7 years you will not get anything out of it. So you will see like, okay, for people from YouTube became millionaires, right? But if you will see, I will give an example like of a person called Dhruv Rathi. So he's very popular in YouTube. But when I saw his first video, like 8 10 years he have spent on YouTube, right? So this is a long journey. So first part always comes is like your interest. Now comes like the idea selection. So uh, within interest, you may be interested in something, right? So an important part is like when you want to get into a very long journey, you should have some ideas how I will continue. Today, if I create a content on NVDA and maybe on JAWS, screen reader, I name my channel screen reader utility or screen reader, something like that. Okay. Now I don't know like what to do next. What is my next task? Maybe I will say use Word, use Excel, yeah, use PowerPoint with screen reader. Those things I can add on, right? But it has some limitation. Like after a time, you will not get what to create. Right? And how these algorithm work is like on the recent content which is uploaded. Anything which is uploaded like 8-10 years back, the chances are like that will not be displayed to the user immediately when you will search. The most recent content will be displayed to the user. So when your journey is long, first thing is like your idea should be pretty much in a way that you can continue it for long, right? So what are different ideas you can think of like while actually thinking of creating your own channel? I am talking about a person who wants to start, right? So if you have defined like, okay, I have an interest on this, I want to start on this, so there are different fields where you can think of. Education is definitely one of the most, and it will be always there. uh, and within education you can actually think of different fields. I will give an example of current affairs. Current affairs is something like every day there will be some incident, right? And why these current affair things are now becoming very popular? The Indian media industry mostly started like its presence mostly deteriorating. Like for example, nobody wants to go and search for Astak or something. Like the content which they were producing was not of youth interest, because youth wants the media content to be very much perfect. Our media ranks like 168, 167 within the world, and the today's youth are more interested to watch the news rather than fighting on the news channel. That's where this have given a chance to the new content creators. Like today, when these people comes with a research. I have seen people actually doing the research then creating the content. They don't go with like uh, the usual trend, whatever is in Twitter, which is mostly fake. Anyone can spread fake news or anything, right? But you have to do a lot of research for current affairs. Then your audience will be something waiting for your content. Like today, you want to publish something like maybe a day. Like I will give my example. I wait for some of the videos that okay, when I go to office and I'm sitting alone in cab, then I wait for some videos in the current affairs. That makes me like understand what's going around the world, right? So that is one choice, and everybody will be interested also uh, to watch your content, because a lot of exams also ask for current affairs, right? And that's something like trending thing also, right? Similarly, if you are a coder, if you are a Java coder, what I have seen is like today AI is into trend. Now today you start with a Java development course or something like first thing is on the regional language. If something you are starting and you are starting in English, definitely like there will be lot of people who are doing in English, and you may be struggling like my content is also among the same, right? Today you start something like if you talk about me new skills today, if I teach creating an application using agentic AI, okay, every person will be interested on that, because that something is the trend. So you need not to go always like okay, Java I will start strings, I will start with this, I will start that. already there are a lot of content, everything is there. Like the chances that your video will get into the list is very low, and that's something not needed as well, because everything is there. But if I start on a new thing, definitely people will be interested. So just uh, work on your idea, refrain your idea. Maybe instead of saying I want to teach Java, why not to teach something out of Java? Why not to teach how to develop a complete application using Java? Why how to develop this using Java, right? Another part is around the fashion blogs. So a lot of people in our community think like, okay, I am having low vision, I am blind, I am this that, right? How can I actually go with the fashion blogs, right? So it's not about your low vision. It's not about anything like related to eyes or something, right? It's about the sense which you will present to the world, right? So a person who is interested, who knows like, okay, this is something like which I can do. For example, everyone have heard about Sanchita Basu. So basically, her mother started, and she started with the camera, and she started on like creating videos on some songs, right? And eventually she got into film industry also, and now she is very popular YouTuber. And if you think like that's the way she earns money, no, mostly she earns money from other sources, right? So YouTube is just like something, it will give you platform, can give you some sort of money also, but when you will actually become popular, the money coming from other sources will be very high. For example, today I launched a fashion brand, maybe women's clothing, something I launched. Now I will search for those Instagram or YouTube person who are very popular, and within their blog itself, they can actually promote my brand, right? And that that hiring people are doing, like I live in Bangalore. I have seen like in malls and all, most of the content creators are coming, and then they are actually like charging for that brand promotion, right? So just don't think that the YouTube gives this much money. It's like the advertisement, branding, and some other sources which starts coming to you. Today, if you are a big educator, mostly an academy will come to you and say like, okay, create for me also, right? Because they want something like, if their channel wants to be promoted, they want good content creators. And if they see like, okay, this person is doing good, they will immediately contact you, right? So there are different sources from where you start money, right? Getting money. Maybe I will give an example of trading. Trading is something like uh, when you are actually suggesting a stock, you may be referring to a stock, like how the market goes on. The people from specific community will start reaching out to you. Now, today something you said and tomorrow it didn't happen. The untrust part is likely to happen, right? People will stop trusting you. So these type of things you need to first think of when you are actually working on your idea, right? Your interest should matter, and then your idea should be what is happening in the current. It should not be a past very traditional idea. People who have done that, they are already capturing the market, right? So now when you I will assume like by now, if you have thought about the idea and about your interest, the second part is like how to create a content. What are requirements which you have to specify, like which you need for creating a content, right? So first thing is like a laptop, if you are doing some educational videos, I will not recommend to create from mobile or something like mostly laptop is needed. People will say like, okay, you just purchase some sort of stand and keep your mobile, and I started my journey writing something in the board. All those things doesn't work actually. So better like when you are starting, like you should have something concrete. If you want to actually start on educational blogs, you should know PowerPoint. You write your first thing is you start thinking like uh, what want to teach in this video. So create your PowerPoint slides first, give some time, and after you are sure that okay, this is something I will cover in my first is the most difficult part. So first video is always difficult because you will always be unsure that whether I should go or not to go. Now comes like when you have created your PowerPoint, you don't have to read everything, okay? You need to explain, and you cannot start explaining without writing a video script. So now comes the second part. You have to script what you will speak. So just open a notepad, whatever you are speaking, you just start to write, okay? And write in parts. For example, you have want to create a 5 minutes video. Don't speak for 5 minutes continuously. Okay, just cut it in one minute, five audio files. Okay. Now next part is like when you have created. Mostly, the way I will recommend is to record audio and video separately, because maybe you are editing, maybe your friend is helping you in editing, but the quality of voice which is recorded separately is always better than when you record in one go with the video itself. So, and how to record an audio? If you have a Samsung phone, pretty much it works very nice. iPhone definitely very much perfect. It doesn't even record this background noises and all. And Samsung also doesn't have. If you have some Chinese phone, definitely it will not work much better. It will record lot of background noises and all. So you need some audio filters to be created. But if you don't have anything like on the mobile side, very good part. If you have a laptop, then there is a software called OBS Studio. So that works for Windows, Mac, everything. And inside that software, you will have an option to insert your mic, and you can adjust. That software is pretty much accessible also. So you can adjust your filters to not record background noises, because if you will record too much background noise, it will be very heavy task for editing. Okay, so your voice should be recorded very nicely. That's pretty much important. Okay, now I suppose like you have recorded like 5 audio voices. Other task is like how to mix that. If you want to record a video out of it, like for 5 voices, make those clips, maybe a screen. Suppose I'm teaching NVDA how to start and how to configure settings, different speeches in NVDA, and this is my first video. Now, as per my audio, I will just record the video also. Okay, and here like you can use the desktop audio mode. If you want to actually start on NVDA itself, you can use desktop audio plus video. That works pretty much fine. And once you have clips, once you have audio files, then comes like how do you want to join the audio or and video files, right? This part for a beginner, there is a software called Clipchamp, which Microsoft Windows gives you by default in Windows 11. Okay. And there is a software called OpenShot Video Editor. These are very simple to use and pretty much accessible also. But what I was trying to work on is like if something joining and some sort of things we can directly do using a Python script itself. Like there is a library in Python, MoviePy, and using that script itself, I can give reference to my audio and video path, and I can join. I have tried and it works pretty much fine. So this is for a beginner kind of person who wants to try it out. It will not work for advanced videos. And advanced kind of editing, right? So the once these parts are decided that joining and everything is done, then two parts are very important. One is like the closing and one is like the starting. These things mostly if you will see most of the videos will have common. So you need to think like how my video will start and how my video will end. And this creates a professional looking video, right? It may not be important if you are creating a short. So there are two forms of videos. One is like a long video where you are teaching something, everything. One is like a 1 minute kind of video, which we refer it as a YouTube short or Instagram reel, right? So these two things cover like everything. Like now, when to use a short, when to create a video. So if you want to spread some small information, maybe fashion I will not include. I will just say about some information kind of video. So if you want to spread some small information, you are having a YouTube channel for maybe anything like a reader, and you want to spread some trick that okay, use this trick for NVDA shortcut, right? You can create a short also, short video. You can publish it, right? After that, once you have done the editing, once you are done with like your first content, right? Next part which is very important is like publishing. Okay, publishing is something where you have to decide platforms like YouTube, Instagram. There are different platforms, right? And you may think like just a video publish is important, like I have uploaded my video and it's done. No, there are hundreds of same video which is being uploaded. Now how YouTube decides like which video to show first, right? So when you are actually going to a platform for publishing, there are different fields which they will ask. I will give an example of YouTube. So YouTube have something called test tags, and these tags matters. Okay, you have to state your description. All these things matters. Why it matters? For SEO, search engine optimization. So whenever you are publishing any video, you have to think about keywords which people will use to search your video. Okay. For example, I will give a nice example of a fashion video kind, girls who are dancing on some. How the next video is decided, like which to play. So, for example, there is a video playing for a like song, okay, and a girl is wearing a yellow color sari. Now your video is matching with that video, okay, to any sense. Like you are also wearing a yellow color sari. Your theme is very similar to that theme. then chances are very high that your video will come to the next list. Okay. So this is how these engines are optimized to this level. Okay. Now next level is like, suppose if somebody likes your video. Okay. So chances are like related to that person profile, like what he views, what he actually likes, your video will also be suggested to the similar person. Okay, that's called as recommendation. Okay, so this is, and when you put your tags, your description, everything in your video, then this helps YouTube to actually confirm its algorithm that what I am going to do is correct. Okay, so when you are publishing your video, just don't upload the video with any description, anything you want, and just give proper text, give proper name, give proper description. Okay, so the next part is like, after publish, what should I do? I have decided content, I have created a channel. Those channel creation and all are 1 minute thing. Okay, I have created up my first video. Now I have written text, I have defined the categories, I have defined the description, everything. Now I have published also. First few suggestions YouTube will automatically recommend. Like whenever a new video is published, YouTube will help you to promote. Okay, if your video is like satisfying all the needs, like YouTube will auto suggest. Okay, for some days, when you are publishing for some days, YouTube will auto suggest. Now next part is like marketing. Like how do you market your content? Okay, so first thing is like, what audience you want to focus on. For example, if I want to focus on current affairs, I know like who are the people who will be interested to watch my video, right? And you have to go and actually publish on those platforms. Like publish means not that uploading the video, sharing the video, right? So first few days, like you have to spend 30-40% of time on knowing your customer base, and actually send to some extent you have to send the video also. Like for example, you have to for example, if you have a WhatsApp group and you know that people will be interested in this video, you can share in that. Maybe out of 100, even if 10-15 goes there, then you will have actually a good base. Okay, these people are going and there. Now, suppose I have created a video, I have published it, I have marketed it. There is a app called for YouTube, YouTube Studio. Okay. Now this app gives you from which country, region your videos are being viewed, how many people are viewing your videos, any comments which they are putting on your video, right? And even it lists like what is the trend of your watch, like people open the video, how many seconds they watch and skip the video, everything that app tells. So you can download that YouTube Studio app on your mobile, and you can start monitoring like what is the trend, where my audiences are coming. And after that, like when you started your monitoring thing, you need to not stop there. Maybe first few videos will have less likes, will have like 15-20 views, 30 views. That's also perfectly fine. Don't think that okay, I have done so lot of work and after that also I didn't got any views, right? Like I said, this is a long journey. So when you continue to work, and continue to create content, continue to spread content within the community, and continue doing all the things which I have mentioned previously. What this will do for you is like it will satisfy the minimum criteria for channel monetization. Okay. So what does a monetization means? So when your video will have views, when your video will have likes, when your video will have like shares, then YouTube will start showing ads on that. Even on the first go, also YouTube starts showing ad. But YouTube will not share any revenue till you meet a specific criteria. And what is that criteria? Criteria is like in your channel. I am not talking about video. In your channel, there should be 3,000 hours, 300 hours or 3,000 hours, I think, of views. Okay, 3,000 hours of views. Then another criteria is on like the subscribers. Okay, so your subscriber base should be minimum 500. And there is one more criteria on like number of short hits and all, which is like I think 1 lakh. So these criteria once you meet, and this criteria also is shown here in your YouTube Studio app. Okay, where you are at. So that's why I said like don't stop in the first video. You just continue. Once you meet these criteria, then YouTube will send you a notification to your mail ID that your channel is ready to monetize, and you can monetize your channel. And that's where money starts coming. Okay, so that's where like but how much money you will earn, right? And that's also a question. That depends. Like if your views are like in millions, if you have created something and your views are reaching like millions and all, definitely you will not need any other thing to do uh, except YouTube. Okay, but if it's in like 1,000, 10,000, then it's a very small amount. Maybe in 6 8 months you will get 10,000 rupees, something like that. Okay, so just don't think that 1 day or 2 days. It's a long journey, and if you are actually starting it, you have to be very patient. Maybe for I have seen people who have done 3 4 years and not got anything out of it and have to leave channel also. Okay, so these are the things where you should have an objective. Okay, now once you start receiving money, you still have to continue. It's not that you created some videos, I got some checks, and you have to end there, right? So you still have to continue for even longer time, right? Like how I my job or anyone's is doing a job. We are starting around like 22 when we are at 22 23 years of age, and for whole life we do our job, right? Till 60 or even 62, correct? So at this point you can think of this is my job only, that I have to do for a longer time, right? Now once your monetization happens, definitely it will give some interest also because money matters, right? But to reach to that level, definitely at least you should think of a year or 2 years. You should not, it's a not a small thing like which you are deciding. You have to spend at least an year or 1.5 years on your content, right? And I will not say like everyone reaches to that level also. Some people reaches, some people doesn't reach, right? But definitely you will learn something out of it. Now, like how to use YouTube as a platform, not as something out of which I will take money, right? My thing is like I have created something as a brand. I am a good designer. I am a good uh, educator or whatever. I have already an institute, whatever, right? I do not have to actually explicitly work on YouTube. For example, I am a software developer. Now I can create software much better than content, right? So I will not prefer to use YouTube as something like where I will do monetization and I will earn money. I will prefer YouTube and Instagram to promote my product, right? To some way. I may reach out to other content creators also, and definitely I will have my software feature videos and how to use my software in the YouTube or Instagram platform, right? So just this is the another way you can think of using YouTube. When you may have a small machine setup in your home or in your workshop, and you create, for example, my one of my friends business was creating handkerchief. He was living in Mumbai, and his business was creating handkerchief, right? And packing and selling it to the customer. I was surprised to meet him for the first time when I asked him like, how do you sell? And he said, I go to shop and sell. I was very much surprised, like how a blind person can go to shop and sell. I said, how do you present your handkerchief and say like it's a good one? um, so he said that I go with my packets. I just open the packet, show them. Handkerchief is something like I don't have to say anything. They will only actually use that. They will only see, and they will only ask the price. I will say like what discount, what price I will give, and that's done. But anything where I have to reach out, whom I have to reach out, that alone he was managing. So he was having an office. He was a totally blind person, and he was managing the sales part also. So someday he will sit in his office. Someday he will go to shops. So people who are sitting are thinking like things are not possible. And when I saw him, I have a low vision, and when I went to Mumbai, at that time he used to take me anywhere he used to use sometimes cane and sometimes even he doesn't use cane, but he was walking in streets more better than me. At that time I realized if a person can do business alone without requiring any help and can spend get money, why not? Like if you are sitting at home, why not a girl who is interested to a fashion thing can start her own YouTube channel and start uh, learning things and doing content creation? Why not a girl can start her own fashion brand? What we cannot see is like a color, but what we can make out of it is like the design. Like what is something which we can only make in Enable India. When I was there, we create few of my friends created a bag, and that bag design was taken by Wildcraft, and they started making the design in the same way which they have shared. And today when I saw Wildcraft showrooms are there across Bangalore, and when I saw okay, those designs changes were implemented on that bag, right? So this is something where you have to think first part is like when you want to think about content journey, when you want to think about content, be positive. I have shared with you like a very brief summary how actually you will get started, but the journey will be little longer than what I have shared. But you can start thinking on those areas. So the main purpose of this session was how your journey will look like as a content creator. So I will pause here and I will say we are open for Q&As, and we can share if anyone is a content creator, they can also share, and you can ask any questions, any doubts which you have what I have said. Yeah, thanks.
Rajneesh, may I ask you one question? Like you were talking about the softwares. I could not get the names that you were talking about for editing. One was a Python script that you mentioned, Movify. And what were the other softwares?
So if you want to create audio and video, you can create in one go also. There is a software called OBS Studio.
Yeah.
So how it how it works is like you can create shortcut keys, hot keys it will say, uh, and now F6, F7, F8, something like you have created. Now you don't need to use that software anymore. Like you can keep it down, and which screen you want to record, you just press that shortcut key. It will start recording. Once you record it, you press the another shortcut key. It will stop recording. So this is a very useful, and software is very accessible also. Another feature which it had is like if your mobile and are not good enough, like you can specifically add a audio capture. You have to add display capture or audio capture, or you can add both. So you add an audio capture device. You just select your mic, and then you can add filters. For example, you are living in Delhi and you have a noisy place. Now what I want to suggest is like don't record every background noise, because editing is very difficult if background noise is recorded. So just before recording itself, you can add filter in that software. Automatically it will say, for example, if my voice is like within this much decibels, don't record. You are taking that filter. But and you say like my voice is low, make it high. My voice is stopped, do this. These things you can set in the software, and then you can again press F6, F7, whatever hotkeys you have set, and start recording. So this makes your job very easy.
Okay, this was about OBS. And I think you mentioned some softwares also, like from Microsoft
Yeah.
or
So
editing. Yeah.
yeah. So this is OBS Studio, which is for recording.
Mm.
Another is like editing. So I
Yeah.
have mentioned two softwares. One is which is built in your Windows 11, which is Clipchamp.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and it's a Microsoft one, so it will be little accessible also. Okay.
Mhm. And
Now
the
you want to join your audios and videos. So
mm,
how any software in this industry works is it will have tracks. Audio track, video track is something like a railway track. Okay.
mhm.
So you have like platform 1, 2, 3, and inside that like trains will come into 1, 2 tracks, right? So
Yeah.
similarly, if you want to put video, you will put in video clips in video track, you will put audio clips in audio tracks, and then you can actually sync both videos and audios using some tools, in the some options in the same tool, and finally you can export a video file, mp4 file. Okay. So there are two softwares. One is Clipchamp, which is default. Another is OpenShot video editor. And in the third, which I mentioned, was like I was creating a Python script to join audios and videos. So why Python script? Like a person who is like not familiar with joining, and if a person can use everything like terminal and all pretty much fine. So I have created a script where actually you can specify your audio file, specify your video file, and it will join for you. This way, like you just give a command, you just specify the path, and it will do the rest.
I
Okay.
think it will be more
But
accessible also for a blind person.
correct, correct.
Yeah.
that is more accessible for a blind. That's where I was thinking like if the if audio and video are clips are recorded, then at
Mhm.
least like for a basic start, this will work. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but that will have its limitation. Like I am trying for removing, trimming part also, where actually your sections you can specify till what time I want to cut the audio, right?
Mhm.
And when you specify that and hit enter, it will cut your audio till that time frame.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this was actually done for like people who are a beginner.
Mhm. Okay.
Using softwares, I feel like will be little tricky, but using this will be helpful.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you.
Anmol, you can ask your question. Anmol,
Good morning, ma'am and sir.
Yeah, and just
Uh,
before that, like one more software I have mentioned, that is a YouTube one only. That is called YouTube Studio. So when you are creating your channel and you want to manage your channel, just have this software on your mobile. That will give you everything. You can upload also using that software, and channel analytics. It's very helpful. Okay, so this is an important one.
sir, like where we can download this software, like open short video editor.
All are like open source only, and you can just go type in Google and you can simply download. It's like no license is required. All softwares which I have mentioned, no fees, nothing, no crack, nothing is required.
So like this is accessible also, both of them.
Yeah, but since this is an video editing kind of thing, as I told earlier, like the accessibility for recording is very recording software is very much accessible, but the editor one, uh, I will not say it's pretty much accessible because it's mostly drag and drop all those things. That's where I was working on a Python script which can make editing easy.
Sir, there is a one software also called like Windows Movie Maker.
Hmm. So they have upgraded to Clipchamp now. They have, I think, stopped also development on this movie maker. So Clipchamp is something like which they promote nowadays.
Thank you, sir. I will definitely try.
Yeah.
anyone else? Any other question? क्या हो गया आज कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं?
I was asking, I was thinking of the same thing. Okay. I can maybe summarize what Rajneesh has said, and probably then some questions can arise and you can ask. So we started with that YouTube or the content creation. Basically, content creation can be on any of the platforms, and it has become a mandate for every field. Like it doesn't matter whether you are simply a content creator or you do something else, but that is required for brand promotion also. Now, how do we start the creation process? We have to start with the ideation phase where you have to think about the idea. Now, there are things that you have to consider. First is your interest. Like, are you passionate about it or is it your job? So that is the first thing that you have to consider. And then the next thing is that because the journey is very long, so you have to select an idea which you can keep on working on it like for at least 2 years or 3 years without a stop. So you should have your plan in place where you can keep on creating the content, even if you're not getting too much likes or the things, but you have to keep on going. So the interest is going to play a crucial part over there, and the content. How much content you have. Then the next thing is that you have to create a content which builds your trust. So you should not post anything that is going to like push away your audience. So that is also very important. And it should be, the topic should be relevant to today. It should be current. Now, regional language might get an edge because English is everywhere. So there you can back upon. Now, then you have to create the content. So content creation, you need a laptop for that. And then we should start with a PowerPoint. So you have to think about what you have to put in there. Then you have to create the slides and then create the PowerPoint slide, which you can use while explaining. And you do not have to read the PowerPoint, but you have to explain. So you need a script for that. Then comes how to record an audio. So it's preferable to create an audio which is separate from the video, and then you can combine the both. So you can use the phones like iPhone or Samsung, which give you good quality. OBS Studio for laptop that Rajneesh has explained very beautifully. Then you have to record the video as per the audio you have. So it's preferable to create short clips of audio instead of one long audio. So you can, if it has to be 5 minutes, then you can have one minute audio clip each, and then you can combine and you can create the video content according to that. Then for editing, you have to use a separate audio, which you can use like Clipchamp or Open Short Video Editor. Then you can also create Python script. MoviePy is a library which you can use for that. And then beginning and closing is very important. So if it is a long video, then it has to have a proper beginning and a proper concluding, so that you are giving something to the audience to think about. And this is not important for the shorts, because shorts are just a quick piece of information that the visitor goes through. Then comes the publishing part. Now, for publishing, you have to decide the platform, like which platform is crucial, or which platform is going to give you the right kind of audience you have. And then you have in mind basically your target audience. And then you have to think about the tags, the keywords. So you can have those keywords in place in the topic as well as in the description, or there can be separate tags that you can use for the same. These do matter for SEO, the search engine optimization, so be careful about that. Then comes marketing, which is also very important. So target audience is one thing that you should always think about, that who is going to watch your video. And then you have to share those videos that you have just uploaded, the content you just uploaded, in the relevant platforms also. You can have you can share them in the WhatsApp group, or you can share them on any other platform which you feel your audience might be present. YouTube Studio is a very good analytical tool that gives you the information about the demographics, so who viewed, how much your video has been viewed, etc. So make use of that. And then you can basically customize your content according to that and improve upon it. Now, what is the purpose? So the purpose can be monetization, or the purpose can be brand promotion. If it is monetization, then you have to really keep on putting the videos, the content that really appeals to the visitors. And like the views, the shares, the likes are going to decide how much money you get. So there's a criteria, specific criteria for that you can find on YouTube Studio. And like, you really need good amount of likes or views if you want good money. Otherwise, it's not going to be really great. Then you can use other things to your benefit, like for example, advertising. So they can things like the relevant organizations can contact you and ask you to advertise their products. So there you can earn. And then we talk about brand promotion. So if you have some business, so it's very important to have your online presence. If you have that thing in mind, then you should create the content for brand promotion itself. In that case, you don't need to create a lot of content, but relevant content and at appropriate intervals. Yeah, that's all that I could get. And that was really, really nice, Rajneesh. Yeah.
Thanks.
Good job done, Jasdeep. I think
She has explained pretty much fine.
I know she's so good at taking shorthand.
Yeah. So she should create a short video.
देखो कितना अच्छा रिवीजन करा दिया मैम ने। अभी कोई
हाँ,
क्वेश्चन है आपका या हम लोग सेशन खत्म करें? I don't think there is any question.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Rajneesh, for taking out time. And
yeah.
thanks, Jasdeep.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. And Rajni, it was really, really very informational, and it's going to help a lot of viewers, I'm sure, on this YouTube video that we are going to upload.
Thanks, Jaspreet. Thanks, ma'am.
It will be uploaded in this week only. But thank you so much. बहुत सारे doubts clear हो गए, and I'm sure कि जो जो अपनी YouTube चैनल खोलना चाहता है या जो भी इंटरेस्टेड है उनको बाद में भी इसका रिकॉर्डिंग बहुत काम आएगा।
मैम एक्चुअली कंटेंट क्रिएशन इज समथिंग कि हमारे कम्युनिटी में काफी कम है, तो एक्चुअली व्हाट इवन वी शुड ट्राई लाइक इंकरेजिंग पीपल टू क्रिएट कंटेंट। फॉर एग्जांपल कोई अगर पाइथन में वीएस कोड यूज करता है
अच्छा।
एंड कोई कोई जो है समझा देता है कि हाँ ऐसे कोड लिखा जाता है, ऐसे डीबग होता है और ऐसे रन होता है और इस कमांड से व्यू होता है, तो ये जो है एक सेल्फ लर्निंग को प्रमोट करता है। तो मतलब अगर मुझे चाहिए कि हाँ एनवीडीए से अगर मुझे कंटेंट मिल जाता है तो मुझे कहीं जाना नहीं पड़ेगा और जो है मैं आराम से एक एडिटर का यूज करके पाइथन लिखना स्टार्ट कर सकता हूँ। इसी तरह मतलब किसी चीज में भी हो सकता है। अभी कल को कोई ओबीएस स्टूडियो से रिकॉर्डिंग सीखता है और ऑडियो रिकॉर्डिंग करना जानता है कैसे किया जाता है, तो दैट इज हिज ही मे पुट लाइक days of effort learning that, right? But if he can create a content, it will be like he will save time for others from days to hours.
गुड।
इसलिए मतलब अगर अगर हम ये कंटेंट क्रिएशन को भी एज अ स्किल बच्चों में प्रमोट करें कि आप कंटेंट बनाओ, तो मैं जैसे जावा के क्लास में जब मैं लेता था तो मैंने कई बच्चों को प्रमोट किया कि आप मुझे वीडियो या ऑडियो रिकॉर्ड करके दो। दैट विल मेक आवर जॉब आल्सो इजी बीइंग लाइक एन
वेरी
एजुकेटर।
वेरी ट्रू। Good, we'll keep it in mind and we'll also keep motivating our students to do it. Good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jaspreet. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, ma'am.
Thanks, Rajneesh.
For giving me the opportunity. Okay. Thank you. I will drop off.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.